Hello and welcome back to the welcome back to the Yarn Junkie Podcast. My name is Amber. I'm coming to you from my home in Texas where I live with my husband, our 3 daughters, and mini pets. Suki is actually just out of camera range on the bed, and so if she jumps down, I'm sure there's going to be a volcano of sorts. But you'll be happy to hear that if you checked in last episode, she's recovered from parvo, and so she's home and back to her complete rambunctious puppy self. I couldn't be more grateful. The girls are well and back at school, so everything's been going great here as far as everyone getting back on track with being well. So I hope all of you are doing well as well, and thank you so much for checking in with me. I actually have 2 FOs to show you guys today, which is super exciting. I usually am not as productive as this, but last episode I was showing you guys the bean and olive, and I just started it and I think I was still in the ribbing, but now I am completely through. And this is a sweater that I knit for my 4-year-old daughter Ruby, and it's actually quite big through the yoke, and I had a lot of troubles with the increases on the size that I knit. I knit a size 5 for her, and I fudged it some, and I just feel like the yoke's huge. I actually didn't measure. Let's do that right quick. 17. I didn't measure my gauge or anything. I just knit it. And it's not even as big as the pattern says it's supposed to be, which is crazy to me. Oh yeah, it is. It's about 2 inches wider on the shoulders than it technically should be. I'm trying to read and talk about it at the same time. Circumference, underarm, chest. So no, it's pretty right on. I was reading the wrong circumference. So for the chest, it's pretty accurate, but I didn't enjoy the frustrations that I got with the increases, and so I don't know. I don't love the finished product, but it does look amazing on her, and she's quite happy that I knit her a purple sweater because purple's her favorite. And this brighter purple yarn, almost pink, is a Madlintosh. I got it like 6 years ago, so I have no idea the colorway name. I do remember it was like an MCN base. And then the purple is Spin Cycle in Dyed in the Wool or Dream State, I think. Dream State, which is their worsted base, and it's colorway Nostalgia, which is this beautiful purpley. It kind of turned out a lot darker in some areas. It's almost like a burgundy or almost brown, I want to say. But overall, I think it looks really cute, and I can't believe I got it finished by Valentine's Day. She's going to be so excited to wear this, and she's already worn it once or twice, and she loves it. So I do have a little bit of yarn left over. This is my Madlintosh I have left over, and I think I started with, it was a little under 3 skeins because I was knitting a different project that I took this yarn from, and so that's what I have left on that. And then on the Dream State, I probably have about half left, I want to say. Maybe even a bit more than half. So there's still quite a bit of yarn to have scraps for the stash. And another project that I started and finished since last episode is this Kobuk Hat. So I've knit this pattern before, and I should have grabbed that one, but I didn't love the yarn choices I used because I used a dark gray base yarn. This yarn you hold a DK and a Mohair together. And on my first rendition, I did like a dark gray for the DK, and then I did a lime green for the Mohair, and it just has this really marled effect. It's my 16-year-old loves that hat and wears it all the time, so it's not a total loss. But I didn't love it for me, so I wanted just to make a beautiful silver hat. I got this yarn for my birthday at McKinney Knittery, and this is Magpie Fibers in the Swanky DK base, and then her Mohair as well, and they're both the colorway Mist, which I just think it's kind of gonna blown out. I'm going to see if I can't fix. It's okay. I'm sure it's fine. It's a beautiful silver gray colorway, and then they had this pom at McKinney Knittery as well, and it's from Big Bad Wool, and I love their poms. And I even put, I don't know the maker behind these, but McKinney Knittery sells these really amazing leather tags that you can put on stuff, and they're screw on, and this one says oak, O-O-A-K, which is one of a kind. And so I just had to put that on there. And doesn't it look so professional? I just think that's gorgeous. I'll put it on even though my hair's in a pony so you guys can get the full effect. But this will be my new skiing hat when we go to the mountains for Christmas. I love the mountain motif details and then the little snowfall. So I think it's perfect for a ski hat. Love it. My hair looks ridiculous, so it kind of slouches more than this when my hair isn't in such a severe high pony. So that is that finished project. And again, that was the Kobuk Hat by Caitlin Hunter. And I have plans for this leftover mohair. I have quite a bit left, and I've had this little mini set in my stash for ages and ages and ages. It is from Hue Loco, and it's just this beautiful, there's 12 little tiny minis, so I don't think I'll be able to hold all these up at the same time. But it's this beautiful rainbow, and I can't even remember what she called this. I want to say I got it like when I was pregnant with Ruby, which was 4 years ago. So it's just this beautiful rainbow yarn from Hue Loco. And I was going to knit I should have printed the pattern. Kay of Crazy Sock Lady just knit this amazing cowl with her advent calendar. And it has these like eyelets, like you do one color and then you do an eyelet round and then you skip to the next color. It's gorgeous. I don't have enough of the minis to be able to knit that whole thing because it takes like 24 mini skeins and I only have 12. So what I was going to do is take my mohair and hold it in between all of the different colors as my transition. And I just think the texture of this and the wrapping of the cowl will just be super amazing. That's not a project that I'm going to start very soon. I might cast it on just because it looks so relaxing and meditative, and you know, you're not thinking, it's a potato chippy, I can watch TV and knit this. So I might cast it on just so I can have something easy to work on, but I don't know. Something else I've been working on. So Tim planned a really great trip for us upcoming just directly after Valentine's Day. So the end of February, I think we're leaving like the 17th or something. And we're going to go to Key Largo, the Keys in Florida. And so because he was so amazing and booked and planned, the planning is the biggest part because I don't enjoy the planning stages of almost anything. I enjoy the doing, but not like the action of planning. It just stresses me out. And so he planned this really great trip, got us this cool car that he rented. And so because of that, I wanted to do something nice for him, something quick and easy. And so I cast him on a pair of socks. He loves the hand knit socks that I've made for him and wears them quite a bit and brags when he like sees people and talks about his hand knit socks. So this yarn is long dog yarn or long dog fibers maybe. And it's from also McKinney Knittery. I got this last year for my birthday, so the year before last. And I don't remember the colorway. I caked this up last year and started a pair of socks with it and didn't like it and ripped it out and lost the ball band like you do because, you know, you can't hold on to anything. But I just thought those were very Florida colors with the greens and the blues and the creams. I'm super excited about knitting up him a pair of socks. So I started these probably about a week ago. I haven't done a ton of working on them. I've been working on tons of other stuff, but hopefully they'll be done by our trip because this is the first sock. And I just really haven't been, it's so crazy because I started knitting to knit socks, and for the past, I would say year, I just have not, socks can't hold my interest. And I've tried pattern socks and stuff, but I don't know if it's the small circumference or I don't know. I'm not enjoying knitting socks as much as I have in the past. I am on a sweater kick. It's insane. I just want to knit all of the garments. And so socks have kind of gone down the wayside. But I was knitting that on my Addie flips. I kind of borrowed them from the other sock. I put those on a different pair of needles, the ones I showed you last week. And I have that in this really cool, I think they're called sock cubes from Nomadic Yarns. And I've had this for a while, but it's just so convenient for a little pair of socks. And I love that bag. So another project that I've been working on is my Luna mitts. I think I showed you guys these right before Christmas. I haven't done a ton of work on these Sweet Luna mitts, and it's Artenia Leonard is the pattern designer, but I just love those. And this is totally a product knit for me because I want these mitts. I have to have them. I have to. They're so amazing. But the act of knitting these is driving me batty. And again, I don't know if it's the small circumference or what, but I think I was somewhere around here last time I showed you guys. And so I've done maybe 1.5 inches, but I'm on to the second moon, and then there's some more of this, and then the third moon, and then your top cuff. So I am incorporating the thumb stitches now. But yeah, it's not very far along. I worked on it a bit this morning. It looks amazing. I love the yarn I'm using. It looks very similar to the pattern, which I like. They are both Madeline Tosh twist light bases. This is like the Greyco or maybe leopard colorway, and this is the silver fox colorway maybe. But I love it. I'm just not enjoying knitting it. So it's definitely a finished product knit for me, and I sat down this morning and worked on it quite a bit, and every row I'm just like, oh, I want to work on anything else but this. I'm so over it. I really love the back, and I think this is the same stitch that they use in like the sea glass top and the sea glass sweater. And so that has made me really want to knit a sea glass. I just love that effect. My gauge is kind of messy, but forgive me guys. I'm sure it will block out. We'll block it out. And I have that in my little moon phase bag by Stitching You Bags, which is just the little perfect project bag for this whip. So hopefully I'm going to force myself just to work on this for the next probably 2 days and hopefully get it knocked out. At least one glove. And what I'll probably do is like have this one glove until next time it gets cold, like this fall, and then say, oh my god, I need gloves, and then try to knit the next one. And then my gauge will be crazy, and y'all know how it goes, right? So that is that amazing project that I wish was just done. I just wish it was done so I could have it. I'm gonna take a sip. I have a V8, a spicy V8. But last time I didn't bring anything to drink. And I was so thirsty. If y'all can hear the dog barking, I'm not sure if that's picking up on the audio. That's my dog going nuts in the backyard, probably over a squirrel. That's Bo. So I haven't really worked on this other than a few rows. But I told you guys last time I got the Hiya Sharps to knit these sleeves. I didn't enjoy them. I didn't enjoy the flips. So I put it on Magic Loop. And this will probably be my travel project to Florida just because it's easy and pretty mindless and I can get a lot of progress done on this. Here's Lucy. I don't know if y'all can see her. Here, go. You need to lay down. Look, you're disturbing my papers. Go, go, out, out. So that was a flop on those needles, but it's okay. They're on magic loop now, and it'll get done. Another project that I'm really hoping I can have finished by our trip to Florida so I can wear it is the Rocket Tee by Tanis Fibers. So she does like a sock weight yarn and a mohair, and then she did stripes. I think she striped every, like, I want to say 7 or 8 rows. She did these like chunky stripes, and I am knitting this. This yarn is Long Dog Fiber, or Long Dog Yarn and Suburban Stitcher. Like, those are 2 different yarn companies, and I love how well they play together. But I started this I started it last summer, and then I wasn't very far along. I think it was like up here, and then I did all of this work right around Thanksgiving or October or so. I think I picked it up and worked on it, and I haven't touched it since then. But I want to get it back out because I just think that will be a gorgeous top to wear while in Florida. And it's so airy and light, and I really want, again, this finished object. I'm not super loving working on the mohair. I love the effect of mohair, but I don't always enjoy knitting like single mohair. But there's and I'm doing 2x2 stripes. So I'm striping every 2 rows. I really like the effect. Subtle stripes, and I just think it's gorgeous, and it feels gorgeous. I cannot wait for this to be a finished object. And I'm to the easy part now. I mean, like, it's just straight knitting. I'm in the body. There's no more increases or decreases. There is this detail here that's on the sleeves, or on the raglan increases, words. There is a detail that goes all the way down the body as well. I'm going to omit that just because I don't want to fuss with having to pay attention. Honestly, I don't want to have to pay attention. So I'm just going to knit it straight, and it's going to be gorgeous. But I just had to show that off. That way I can keep myself accountable to actually working on it. And the last thing that I want to show you guys is my acquisitions. So I kind of teased that I have a surprise that I still can't talk about, but I got yarn to make a baby blanket. And I know a lot of people will just like say use acrylic or chastise me for using a merino yarn for a baby blanket, but I've machine washed, Madeline Tosh worsted. My husband has a couple of hats that he wears camping a lot, and I've chunked that in the washing machine and laid it flat to dry. It's done great. It's been washed multiple times and been fine. I will probably, Suki, stop. Quit. I will probably recommend her to hand wash this, or at least like a gentle setting on the washer. But this is Madeline Tosh, but it's a Jimmy Beans exclusive colorway, and the colorway is Capricorn Speckles. And it's just this beautiful green with all these shots of blue speckles. I really love it. I'm knitting the Leafy Baby Blanket. I didn't write down the designer name. I should have printed the pattern. But that's what I'm going to knit with this. And it's going to be freaking gorgeous. I cannot wait. But that is, I am going to finish up some other stuff first. Atrella actually kind of not really got onto me, but said some words to the effect that I need to not cast on so many new things, but finish a lot of my old projects. So I've been kind of going through and trying to clear the decks that way, because she's not wrong, but she's not right either. And what I mean by that is I love working on what I want to work on at that time. So I find that I have much more progress if I'm knitting something that I'm super excited about versus like that glove. Doing 5 rows this morning took me forever, whereas if I was knitting something I was enjoying more, I'd be zooming on I wouldn't take breaks. I wouldn't like be scrolling on my phone. I wouldn't be looking for other patterns on Ravelry like you do. It would be just a more streamlined process. And so that's why I do take breaks from bigger projects and put things on the back burner, because it's like, if I'm not enjoying the process as much as I'm going to enjoy the product, then I can knit on something that is bringing me that fulfillment and return back to that old project, which is helpful, because then when I am returning to that old project, I'm like, wow, I'm doing, you know, so much progress on this and it feels so good. And it kind of feeds that that need. But that is all I have to show you guys this week, I think. Let me check my notes one more time. Yeah, that's it. I am so glad that you decided to check in with me, see what I've been working on. Drop me a comment down below. Tell me what you've been working on or how it's been going in your life. If you haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button, like my channel, all that stuff that you do. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all next time.